And even then I took it to another level. I'm like, wait, how long can I go without even looking at my emails? And I could say now I've been as aggressive as checking my emails once or twice a week. And everything has still been able to run and been able to still grow things and things that they've been doing their thing without me necessarily going in there. Just to give some background, I'm running 7 law firms and an online academy. So it's a lot of different stuff. And if anybody is trying to get a handle on things, it's me. And trying to use much resources, tools, and a lot of virtual assistants to kind of get a handle on things. So hopefully we'll be sharing those insights with everybody, and hopefully it'll be eye-opening. So the first thing I would say is I noticed that when this became a problem, when I noticed this problem, I realized how can we take this problem and put it down on paper for us to get clarity on what we should work on and what we should not. Being about everybody getting clarity on exactly what are the tasks that they're currently doing. And there's a very systematic way of coming up with what those list of things are. And basically the gist of it is most tasks that you're currently working on fall into 4 different categories. The first one is called the Drudgery Zone, which is the tasks that you're not good at, and you also don't enjoy doing. Okay, so that could be following up on leads, doing payroll, things like that you're not even good at it, and you don't enjoy doing. The second zone is the Disinterent zone, which is the things that you're good at, you know how to do it, but you just don't enjoy doing it. Okay, so think about that. Things that you can do, but you don't enjoy doing. Again, like answering emails, updating clients, sending invoices, things like that. You know how to do it, just don't enjoy doing it. The next zone is called the distraction zone, which is probably the most popular zone to be in, which is doing the stuff that you enjoy doing, but you're not necessarily good at, such as going on social media or making changes to your website or things like that. So a lot of people, are kind of in that distraction zone, but the ultimate zone we want to be in is the desired zone. That's the zone that you're ultimately great at and you enjoy doing. That's where true happiness and true success happens. First thing for you to do, get clarity on exactly what those things are, and also gives a clarity on exactly, ideally, what you should be doing, what your desired zone is. And that basically our goal is to get you to work as much in your desired zone as possible. And the second step is to delegate and automate or eliminate everything else. And that is the goal where we want to head. Once we get clarity on the list of things that we would like to automate, delegate, or eliminate, each one basically has its own system. Well, for automate, the first is, can we automate this? Are there any specific tools that could take these tedious things off our hands? A lot of times with like lead follow-ups, collecting reviews, doing intakes, document collection, anything repetitive can usually be automated in some shape or form. If not that, great. Maybe we can delegate. Let's hand it off. You know what our secret sauce is. It's legal funnel. What is that? Virtual assistants. As many virtual assistants as possible, each one with their own defined roles to get as many of those things off our hands. So let's make it practical for you. So Karnina, what is one thing that you would love to get off your hands?
Definitely the follow-up with leads, updating clients, things like that, because that takes a lot of time out of the day when I can be focusing on something else.
Wonderful. And then usually the lead follow-ups is a pretty easy one to hand off and really high value thing to do. So that would be, there's different names, intaker, lead manager, client success manager, whatever you want to call it. One person in charge of signing up clients. Okay, that's all it do. I look at it as like pre-client and then post-client. So one person for pre-client and then another person just for post-client. Post-client is to onboard them, get the intake questions filled out, get all the documents, start the initial filings, whatever that is to get it moving, basically.
Right.
So those will be like the immediate things that you look as soon as, again, we need to get clear on what those things are, and then at that point figure out what to delegate, automate, get those things off, or a lot of times, which we'll get into in detail, eliminate, which I think requires a full conversation. Basically, let's talk about eliminate. So first thing in the new book that I'm writing, I basically came up with a list of the top 3 distractions that we all have as law firm owners. First one is by far the one that distracts us the most is by far email. Your email. How many hours, Karnina, I think you spend in your email inbox?
Half my day is an email, at least.
Okay.
At least.
So let's talk about that. So for email, let's have a new rule, Karina. We need to have a new rule that you cannot have your email inbox open throughout the day. So go ahead on your paper, write rule number 1, email management. No having the email inbox open throughout the day. It's a rule you have to make, no matter where it takes. And the mindset is nothing's gonna happen to anybody. I mean, I don't want to be so vulgar, but no one's gonna die. None's gonna happen. So close your email inbox. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is to have scheduled time where you do check the emails. And first, you could start off with 3 times in a day.
Okay.
So ideally, I don't like starting off your day with emails because at that point you get lost. Usually, you want it to be like an hour, 2 hours into your schedule. So what time do you work, Karina? What time do you start working?
The office is from 8 to 5. Typically, I'm about there like 7:30 or so. Yeah.
How long do you think you could be in like a good desired focus mode on your most important, valuable work?
I'd like to do it because I'm really fresh in the morning. So I like to try to do like 2 or 3 hours in the morning on the big things. But like you said, using email initially when you start your day, like it just throws me all off because something comes up now. Is this fire? So I can't do this. And it just throws everything out of whack.
Correct.
So yeah, I can see that.
So new rule, no emails until 9:30. No matter what, I don't care who you are, what it is, I'll get to it by 9:30. So
yeah.
And what you want to do in your calendar, you have a calendar, right?
Yeah.
Which calendar do you use?
Google
Calendar. Perfect. That's the calendar that I recommend and I use myself. So right now, go into your calendar, put in between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, 30 minutes. You only have 30 minutes to answer as many emails as you can within those 30 minutes, limited.
Got it.
That's schedule number 1. So 9:30 till 10:30, to 10 o'clock. Then another one could be maybe you probably go to lunch by 11, 12 or so. You don't want to come back from lunch again because that's like, again, you're like focus mode. I would give it like an hour after that, then an hour into after your lunch. Then that will be another 30 minutes, max 45 minutes, not longer than that. You should not be answering emails for more than 30 minutes at a session. Another 30 minutes for that. And then one, if need be, at the very end, the last 30 minutes. This is step level 1 of email management. Number 2 is, level 2 is only twice a day. Level 3 is only once a day. I know it sounds very radical, but you kind of have to kind of put yourself under this like strict regiment and kind of force yourself. And just to share with, with people that are watching, I went through this regimen first 3 times, 2 times, then once, then built out the systems that we share with inside of Legal Funnel with Karina's and exposed to creating templates and sequences and labels and the rules for things to get. That's a whole different conversation. We're not going to get into it. And now, I set that up, and that was like 4 years of having this, only answering 5% of my emails. Now, for the past couple of months, I've been experimenting with only with trying to delegate even my emails. So basically, the way that I created, Karina knows about this, and I'm going to share this, but basically 95% of our emails is delegated and systematized, and then I only try to answer 5% of my emails. I thought about like, hey, can I even delegate those 5%? So I got a VA who knows everything that I'm working on really well, and and is smart. Like, hey, go do your best to go even answer those emails. So she's been doing that successfully for the last couple of months, and I've been able to cut out those emails down. I just say there's like 30 emails a day that I get just to my attention that I need to deal with, down to 15. And even then, I took it to another level. I'm like, wait, how long can I go without even looking at my emails? And I could say now, I've been as aggressive as checking my emails once or twice a week, and everything has still been able to run and been able to still grow things and things that they've been doing their thing without me necessarily going in there. And in the beginning, you're like, wait a minute, but things need your attention. But I promise you, if you leave emails alone and you have the systems, again, there's a whole system to it. It's not just like leave it alone, don't answer emails, but your team can answer emails for you. People will make their own decisions. The way that it works out is like the system basically finds a way to like kind of keep things moving forward. So that's the goal. We're going to gradually work our way there, but it's just going to be more and more limited time dedicated to whatever that distracts us the most.
Right.
That's getting in control of your emails. Second is social media. You don't realize it. It's one of those things where you don't realize how many hours you spend unless if you go on your phone and you check your time limits, whatever. Time tracking to see what it is. But people spend a lot of time, a lot of unwasted time especially on Instagram. Not a lot of lawyers on TikTok now and Facebook, and we have LinkedIn and all these other ones. You don't need all of those social media. And in the book where I share there's always two types of people. There's producers, there's consumers. 99% of people on social media are consumer. If you're somebody who goes on social media and consumes, you're on the wrong side of social media. The only way to use social media correctly is to be a producer. So if you're going to be a consumer, you got to delete those apps off your phone. Just a straight up cut it out, literally delete it from your phone, and only have it if you're going to post stuff on there yourself. So let's get relevant. What's the social media app that you spend the most time on?
I would say Instagram.
How many times do you post per week your own Instagram?
I am working on my actual professional page, maybe twice a week. I'm always saving the reels and things like that I like, but I'm still a consumer. I haven't started producing yet. So that's the thing, to get into that producing mode. But I spend a lot of time on Instagram.
I know it's very direct, but you need to just delete Instagram off your phone. Mm-hmm. Basically, as direct as that. I know it sounds like, wait a minute, but I love this. I keep in touch with my phone and all that stuff. I'm like, yes, but something has to give. Again, there's a reason why we're here. There's a reason why everybody's, you're distracted so much. You have to kind of take those dramatic measures and again, do the things that most people don't do. Most people have all social medias on their phone and they're using it. If you want to be like one of them, sure, you can, by all means, you can do that. But we're trying to be be a law firm owner who's in control of our life, grow and be able to provide for our family. So that's what it takes, Karina. I would say just delete Instagram off your phone. Unless if you make a commitment that I'm going to be posting 3 times a day on Instagram, then in that case, I want you to keep Instagram and do it. Go all in. But that's the only exception.
Right. Only producing, right.
Okay, so rule number 2, delete Instagram off your phone. Right. And then the third one, teaching lawyers how to turn on focus mode on your phone. Long story short, if you have an iPhone, there is a way. You go to settings and click on focus. There is a way that you can turn on do not disturb mode throughout your work schedule. And I have it set up right now from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. I do not receive any phone notifications whatsoever, unless if it's coming from specific people that I want to get notified, such as my spouse, maybe not my friends, but my spouse, and sometimes the directors of the law firms, high level people.
Right.
Or specific apps that may need my attention, such as my bank, find my iPhone, things like that, Google Calendar, things like that.
Lawyer Nation, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, take a moment right now to subscribe right below and turn on the bell notification to get notified every time I post a video, because right now I'm posting 5 videos a week, providing lots of value to lawyers. So click right here to subscribe, and to watch the next most relevant video, click right here. Go do it. Go watch it.